And this practice is really useful because it ticks off 3 boxes in one. It involves a concentration, it involves a directed mindfulness, and it also can involve an objectless mindfulness towards the end. As ever, just find something to settle your attention on. And that is the developing of our focus or our attention. And don't worry if it feels like it requires quite a bit of effort, because it will, especially if it's Monday morning, we're starting again for the week. So it might be your breath. You might focus on your body, or you might focus on sounds, but if you can deal with the breath, that's a really useful tool, because it's always there. So you might follow 5 breaths down from 5 to 0. You might just follow the quality of your own breathing. And we soon notice that maybe every other second we're getting dragged off back to thoughts and feelings and ideas that we don't actually want to give our attention to right now. Like, that's not what we wanted to do, but that just happens. So we just come back over and again, dragging ourselves back to focus on our single point of concentration, be it the breath or whatever you've chosen. It can feel very much like we keep failing. Oh, I failed again, I failed again, I failed again. But it's not, because every time you notice you've wandered, it's a little win. You've noticed again, and you've come back again. You've noticed again, and you've come back to the practice again. We never notice during our day that we're consumed by our thoughts. So each time you do notice, it means that your practice is working. Start to just let go or soften any parts of the body that you find are holding tension. So we start to spread that concentration out slightly to the body. You might find tension in the normal places, shoulders, jaw, tummy. Or there might be other spots for you where you store your tension, in the head, in the back, the neck. See if you can just allow those areas to find some space. Just allow them to soften. If you let that tension run away with the breath. And just keep coming back. That is the point of this part of the practice. we just keep coming back. There is no other point. Now we'll just give our concentration something more specific to focus on. You can stay with breath if you prefer. We're going to add a little visualization. So imagine there's a completely white, blank screen or background inside your mind. Completely featureless, just pure whiteness. And then at the center of that background there's a black orb or a black sphere or a black circle, whatever works for you. I even imagine it as like a glowing black orb, which is an odd concept for the colour black to be glowing. But it sits at the centre of this white background. It could be any size that you want it to be. So this becomes our new point of concentration. You may even notice the black orb pulsates as you breathe in and out. Maybe it expands slightly as you breathe in and shrinks slightly as you exhale. Maybe it just vibrates ever so gently where it's resting, at the center of that white background. So all of our concentration and focus settled on that black sphere or black circle. And that represents our focus being centered. Now, every so often, probably quite often, you'll notice something distracts you from the practice. Maybe a thought passes through, or an idea, a feeling, a sensation, or a sound. And when that happens, that black circle, that black ball, will feel like it pulls away from the center of the page. Feels like it starts to get drawn off towards this other object. You might feel this as a movement in the body, very subtle, inside the body, like an internal movement, a pulling or an irritation. And that will be sensed as soon as your attention moves off back towards the activity of the mind. Now in our concentration, when that happens, we would forcefully draw our attention back to the black dot or the black circle. Like we were walking a puppy that kept sniffing off at the side of the road or in the bushes, and we kept just tugging it back with the lead. But now we're going to do something slightly different and just allow this to become more of a mindfulness practice. When we notice we've been distracted, rather than pulling ourselves back to the object, we just let go of the clinging to the distraction. So there's a shift in emphasis. Before we were forcefully coming back to our concentration. Now we've shifted and we're simply letting go of the distraction, which requires less effort. When we let go of the distraction, we just come back to center. And as we do that repeatedly, that letting go, softening of effort, we might start to find that what happens is we're able to rest at the center of the white background, resting in that black vibrating or pulsating orb or circle, and just notice thoughts, distractions coming and going, but they don't drag us away from our center. We can maintain a noticing of all things at the same time. So we notice thoughts, feelings passing through, but there's no effort to cling to them. We notice sound of my voice and other noises appear and disappear. But just like the thoughts, they pass through, simply noticed. And we notice that our attention on the black circle, the black orb, also comes and goes. Just like the sounds, the thoughts, and everything else. But again, we just notice that coming and going. We're not clinging to it anymore. This is a much more restful process, if you like. Constant noticing passing experiences. Whereas we started by clinging tightly to one object, our breath or the circle, we now enter into a phase of not clinging to anything. So in this phase, we're very sensitive to any feelings of clinging to something. As soon as you notice that you've held tight or clung, just release your grip again. There's no need to hold on to anything right now. Just noticing is more than enough. Now for the last few moments, we might just expand this into a more undirected mindfulness or objectless mindfulness. And now we start to become aware not only of the objects that come and go, but of the spaces in between the objects. So the silence between the sounds becomes as fascinating as the sounds themselves. The white featureless background that you visualized becomes as interesting as the black sphere at the center. And the still spaces between the thoughts and the empty space from which the thoughts seem to appear becomes just as obvious as the thoughts themselves. So this is even more of a relaxing or letting go. Could say we've taken one more step backwards. So we've gone from just letting go of distractions, or what we call distractions, now we're just letting go of all objects. So we rest equally with the objects, the sounds, thoughts, the breath. But we also rest with the non-objects, the silence, space between thoughts, the tiny pauses at the end of the breath where the breath disappears. Now start to just become more aware of your breathing, the activity of your breathing. Draw your attention to the movement of your breath coming in and out of your body. Suddenly the breath reappears, becomes very obvious again. Everything else fades into the background. Let that breath start to fill your physical body, as if it's just gently bringing it back to life, waking it up again. And start to notice your arms, legs, head, upper body. Maybe some tingling or sensation starts to emerge. And you start to gently bring some movement to your fingers and your toes, your wrists, ankles. Taking any sort of stretch that feels nice. Maybe rubbing your hands together, rubbing your face. Might rub your thighs, rub your arms. It helps you just to reconnect with the space in the body that you are inhabiting. Notice the ground underneath you, the room around you. And know that it can take a while just to reconnect with all of that, while our brain waves just readjust. Good, and letting your eyes open whenever you want if they're not already. Awesome. I hope that was useful. Well, I can tell you it was useful. Whether you enjoyed it or not is just the thinking mind. So every time we practice, it's always useful. Just the fact that we got ourselves to do it is the most incredible thing. Anything else beyond that, oh, that was a good one, that wasn't a good one, I did really well, I did really badly. That's just thinking mind again. That's what we're doing all of this for. That we don't need to judge it or classify it or decide it was good, bad, useless or not. It trust me, it was useful because you did it, and that. We'll always learn something from that. Awesome. Well, I hope it was good. I'll say good now. Remember, there's loads of the past videos. You can always watch them back on the off days. It's like we're getting a nice big library together on that hidden channel. So if you want to practice every morning or some point when we're not together, then just watch any one back. They should all make sense. I think I'm labelling them better now. But yeah, I'll see you all on Wednesday. I'll hang about if anyone's got anything they need to ask. Other than that, thanks so much. Have an awesome day.
Thank you very much.
No worries, guys. Lovely to see you. It's a nice start to the week to see everyone on a Monday morning.
Yeah.
Cool.
Right, bye.
Bye. Bye, Jude. Bye, everyone.